What's happening, soul? Today is the 4th of July. And if you just listening to what I just said, it's the 4th of July. You know, July. 4th of July. And y'all just probably say like, man, here he go, he finna go in on it. Yes, I'm about to go in on the 4th of July because I want to talk about transit. I'm always talking about a transmission and a transition of the soul. Most of us adults today, this morning, or planned on last night, gathering with friends to go to places we haven't been in a long time, right? And if you're living in my hometown, you know, where I'm from, most of us are saying there ain't nothing to do, right? There ain't nothing to do, but you're doing the same thing that you done the year before, right? You're gonna have the fireworks 2 days before the 4th of July at your local stadiums or wherever they do fireworks. And then, you know, here comes the 4th of July, but it had been on a Saturday in a long time, so now this is my challenge to the adults who are adulting in a source of eternal knowing, since there's no limitness to you entertainment of yourself. Because the only reason you're going out sometimes to be with those people, and you're going out to be with family, people, friends, some of those you don't like, some of those, you know, you don't get with the vibe, you're still going out, you know, because I thought about it myself, you know, why don't just go out and go back and revisit, you know, my family, you know, back 3-4 hours or 3 hours away, 3-4 hours away now. Nah, so because I haven't seen my family in about a year now, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I haven't seen my family in about a year. I heard from a couple of them, but that's just life. That's how, you know, how life is. And I ain't knocking how our life is, but the 4th of July, I'm here thinking, now what can I do for Santavia? You know what I'm saying? I'm normally around family and friends with the barbecue, you know, drinking and smoking, geeking and sneaking and whatever, you know, back in the day, right? Most of you gonna do that today. I challenge you, before you do any of that, soul, to challenge yourself. Because this is the challenge. Why don't you do something for yourself on a Saturday that's the 4th of July? Because you're lying to yourself when you're going to places only for a momentary fix to get yourself out of who you really are. Because when you're drinking and smoking, you really are relaxed, you know. Then you got to go be around people you don't like, but you can't control it. So you really don't know. It's all love anyway. If you're drinking and smoking, you don't feel the anger. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, why don't you do that before you go to those places every year? And see, this is something that you can do every day. So the training of your mind, how we are programmed for the 4th of July to spend all this excess extra. Because, so, we have been barbecuing all summer. You know, with the trail rides, with the little parties, just hanging out, you know, on the weekend if you're Southeastern people. Let's go barbecue. And so the day is Saturday. You're going to barbecue again. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go look for friends and going to try to find activity. You're going to pop those fireworks, get drunk, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Have all this crazy sex. Feel good about yourself. And tomorrow is the day of worship for the Lord for those who go to church. But those who can make it to church, you know what I'm saying? You go in there, you half, you know, toe up and thinking about, man, I got to go Monday. I sure enjoyed my 4th of July's of the weekend. No one considers the challenge of yourself. Why not put that money on yourself instead of saying, in my city or my town, there ain't nothing for me to do? The reason why is because you've been programmed to do things of other people that's not like you. And then when it's come up to the day that you supposed to be free, or 4th of July, you sitting around getting ready to be programmed again, thinking, man, ain't nothing to do, but you're going to do the same thing that you done the year prior. So it's all in a simulation of a program. Now, 4th of July. So when you get to yourself, itemize where you're going. Realize that you really are the main character of today, not just the 4th of July. So not just the 4th of July, because really you give your power over to what? Your pledge of allegiance to a program. That was the video on yesterday. You know, I don't stop, you know, going in on what I believe. So, because if you do, then what? You become a part of what? The problem that you're looking for a solution for. You know, so with the next holiday coming up, You know, look for yourself in there. Don't leave yourself at home, because most of you adult. This video is about if you're like 25 or older, because you're understanding the same cycle. You're seeing the same cycle. This is what I'm talking about: patterns, cycles, sequences, and numbers. You know, us having our rightful place in this matrix. So that's all it is. And so when you're there and you're bored and you're going back home and like having a long drive instead of, you know, today I chose not to take a long drive because I know I was going to leave myself here. You know what I'm saying? If I haven't seen people like that in a year, if I haven't seen you in that long and we don't conversate, so I have to leave myself and gather myself to think of the last time I was with you, to excite myself and remember that time. You know, and that's what you do. So you have to excite yourself to remember a time where you've grown from. This is a part of the program. Instead of creating what's new for you where you are and not living a 4th of July. You know, if you continue to live a lie, you'll be a part of a lie. And you'll continue to tell lies. And a lie don't care who tell it. So, and you'll continue to have to tell a lie and remember what you said when you were lying. That ain't no way to live, you know what I'm saying? 4th of July. 4th of July. I don't know why them words came off like that, but it's a real fact. This is a real fact. And the knowing of how you see God, you know, the equation of God in the matrix realm, right? We have to understand, so families, friend, location, locality is not a part of where you're going, so it's who you are, you know, because those people, those people in no location, they don't exist without you thinking about them. So you really preparing yourself, you know, preparing yourself to be in those particular masks that you got to wear. So yeah, I'm preparing myself. When I prepare for a holiday, when I prepare for an event, when I prepare, I don't know why people keep calling me doing these videos. If you're doing this thing, talk to you in a long time, don't call me. Don't call me, because I probably don't want to talk to you. You ain't talked to me in a long time. I don't want to talk to you now. We really don't have, you know, much to talk about unless you have been looking at these videos and you're seeing where I'm going in life. So this is the second day that has happened. So that's why I understand the bots, you know, those NPCs in the background, you know, just to distract you, because that's what it is, a total distraction. So don't allow that to be, you know, part of your thing in life. These are lies that distract you, you know, because that's a lie. People who you ain't seen in a long time, they're probably NPCs that got to die off and try to have their little part in your life that's really not necessary because they're no longer necessary. So, you know, it's a part of freedom. That could be a part of your freedom, 4th of July, you know, independence, because that's what it's about. It's about your independence, right? Your independence, my Independence Day. So if you take that to be true, and you're really thinking you're independent to be your Independence Day, this 4th of July, then do what's good for the soul. Do what's good for you and the soul. This is Shantae Me Pain. I'll rock with you as you rock with yourself. Other than that, I ain't rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rocking with you. Search the deep things of you or knowing you. So knowing you. I'll holler at y'all when I holler at y'all. See y'all when I see you. 4th of July. 4th of July.